As a reminder, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Sometimes you have to go ahead and do a lot of cocaine to realize that you shouldn't do cocaine. But even before you tried cocaine, somebody told you, hey, you shouldn't do cocaine. But you actually had to go out and do a whole bunch of coke to realize that you shouldn't do coke. I've never done cocaine. Okay. Oh, the hardest drug that I've ever done was marijuana. Well, actually, technically, no, that's a lie. The hardest drug that I've ever done was mushrooms. But this was way back in high school, and it was only half of half of a thing of a cap. It was half of a cap. And I think that I felt like a little tiny thing. I was looking at these bushes move in the wind. But it's I didn't really get to experience doing mushrooms. But I actually do have some weed with me that I bought a long time ago. And it's kind of weird because I haven't been touching it. I haven't been smoking it, but it's there for the time that I do need it. Is gonna be there for me. But will I ever do cocaine? I don't know. I guess you can kind of learn from people's mistakes, and I don't think that I need to ever do cocaine, but maybe in the future, maybe I will do cocaine. The only thing is I'm still kind of trying to figure out life, man. I'm still personally trying to figure out life. And I think it's say if you're playing Mario or something, you're playing a video game and you're playing Mario and you're on the first level and there's power-ups around you, but you don't know what's going to come out of the box. You don't even know what the fuck it is. But it's you keep dying, you keep getting you're level 1, and you keep getting to the end, keep dying. You're fuck, man, I can't figure this out. But then you go ahead and use one of the power-ups, and then you get to level 2. What I'm trying to say is, it's just I think eventually I'm going to need to explore a little bit with drugs. I really want, and I really don't want to try cocaine. I'm just kind of using cocaine as an example, but I do want to try ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is a drug that is you take a whole bunch of roots, you take some bark from the tree, you take some from this plant and that plant, and then you boil it into a tea. And apparently what happens is that you meet with Mother Ayahuasca. And it kind of shows you, it kind of opens your eyes to where you're going wrong in your life. Apparently a lot of people have been healed by ayahuasca by they're using methamphetamine and they're addicted to it, and then they try ayahuasca one time and then they stop using meth. So ayahuasca and DMT, that kind of did kind of spark my interest. And this was way back when I moved in to with my best friend, who eventually kind of kicked me out. But I saw it on TV, and I was just whoa. It was a documentary of it. I was whoa, I really wanted to try ayahuasca. I want to try ayahuasca, and I do want to try shrooms again. But I think that would be a few years down the line. Actually, maybe a few decades down the line, because I'm still trying to figure out my life to get enough of a solid foundation to where I'm not in predicaments where I need money, I need money. But it's once I start to learn how to navigate my life, I think that eventually maybe I can go ahead and fuck around with some drugs. I'm trying to stay as natural as I possibly can. Because when you are, which I'm not, but it's when you are 100% sober and you're not on any drugs whatsoever, then you can start to look at life of like, all right, this is what it is. And like, I'm still very confused with life. It doesn't really make sense. Like this whole thing, all we are is like balls of emotions. And like, we don't take the time to know that power, because emotions is like power. And what we get taught from life is to neglect all your emotions. When you have an emotion, suppress it. Suppress it. Suppress it, suppress it, suppress it. Especially like with kids, you know, they're acting out in school, is because like maybe they have more emotions than the average child. So like they start to act out, and you know, they get told no, and then that makes them want to do it even more, and then they keep on doing it. They're in like detention and this and that, and it's really, really sad that because the adults who are telling them no, it's like those adults never focused on their emotions. So when they see emotion, all they know is to extinguish the fire. For me, who's an adult, it's like I'm trying to understand my emotions. And I think that I treat myself pretty respectfully. When I have an emotion, I let it out. And if you're like a long-time viewer of this YouTube channel, you know that I let the expressions out. You know, and these could be classified as mental illness. You can classify these as having tantrums. You can classify these as whatever the hell you want. When a person is coming up to you and saying, no, you're wrong, you can't do that, it's like, what the fuck do you know? It's like, look at society. It's like, it's so fucked up. It's like, and then you think that you know enough to tell me what to do? You don't even know what to do with your own life. So with like all these emotions, like right now, it's just like my main thing right now is alcohol, and which is actually, it's just apple juice. But it's like this apple juice, it's like it kind of helps me. It's like kind of like helps me because how difficult people make life. Just random people. So it's just like, because I think, you know, we spend as society billions and billions and billions of dollars on health and wellness. I personally believe, I'm not going off of any book or anything I read online. I'm just going off of my personal intuition right now, which is kind of like, it seems obvious. But I think the main thing to remain young and, you know, not have like, you know, wrinkles, and like, you know, I got some wrinkles, but I think a huge portion of the pie to stay young, to keep your energy, is feeling actually legitimately happy. And 90% of adults aren't happy. Understandably. Because I was listening to this guy on a podcast, and he was making some real actual sense of that. You know, he started having sex when he was like 15, and he said, like, of course I know where babies come from, but at the age of 15, like when I was coming inside of her, I didn't know that was actually going to make a baby. And like, you know, like the other podcast people started laughing at him and everything because it was kind of ridiculous, but it does make sense. It's like when you think of like how to have a child, you know, you have sex, you come inside of a female, and even in my mind, when I would think back there, you know, I would think that it's like baking a pie or something. Like maybe you take the semen and mix it with something and then something else and then you put it in there. But it's like, no, just the raw semen creates a human being. And it's just like, no, he made sense. He made sense at that, you know, at the age 15, that makes sense that you don't understand that it's so easy to make a kid. A lot of parents, if they actually had time to live a little bit of life, maybe at the age of like 30, before even having sex, like maybe if they had that time of like, oh shit, I think a lot of people wouldn't have kids. That like, no, I don't want that responsibility, simply due to the fact because I can't even take care of myself. How am I supposed to take care of the kid? And it's just like, it's so sad because these adults who are telling the kid no had that happen to them, and they didn't have time to figure out who they are as a person. So it's like when you see this kid developing as a person, you shut it down because you don't know how to teach that. You don't know how to teach that because you don't know how to, you didn't have any time to experience it yourself. So, I mean, I am so blessed. I am so happy that I never had kids. Because, like, I'm still so, like, mentally, like, even, like, washing my ass, bro. Like, even, like, washing my ass. Like, getting up in there and, like, taking some soap and water and cleaning that shit out. Literally. It's just like, you need time to grow up. At least for me, I'm very slow. I'm very, very slow of, like, learning things because in society, you just have to know. You just have to know, and you don't have time to do the thing 500 times over to actually know it for yourself. Oh. So if you don't already know, I'm making a brand spanking new video every single day at 5 o'clock in the morning. Every single day. This is ridiculous. I don't even know why the hell I'm doing this to myself. Making a daily vlog. It's like I'm not even getting paid like that. Like granted, yeah, I'm getting paid, but I'm not even getting paid like that to like do this extra. Do all this extra every single fucking day. Oh, so yeah, every single day, all 2025, making a brand, making a new video. Every single day that you log into YouTube, actually you don't have to log in, but every single time you turn on YouTube, every single day, think of Paul Frazier and come see what I have to say. Because I think I'm actually doing a lot of good for the world. Not just through my YouTube videos, but like just being a good person. And you know, like being a good person isn't just being, oh yeah, oh my god, everything's perfect. Like sometimes, you know, I have to yell at some people. And I think that, you know, kind of teaches them, you know. So it's kind of like when, if a dog bites your hand and you just, bow. It's like, you know, you're not an animal abuser, but it's like, that's too fucking hard. You don't bite that fucking hard, bro. You don't bite that fucking hard. That's not funny. You know, it's like, and then with that, you know, they realize like, oh shit, my bad. Like I didn't know. Bye. Whoa. Don't do drugs. Or maybe do drugs. I don't know. You're the adult. Figure it out.